Alicia here, your favorite dietitian, and I am so excited to take you guys with me into Whole Foods today so we can find where sugar tends to be hiding in unsuspecting foods. Wait, why should we even care about this information? Well, I've listed some reasons here on the screen. These are some reasons that we should pay attention to added sugars because they can contribute to negative health effects. However, I will say that there's a fine line between caring about what we put in our body and becoming a little bit too obsessive over it. Our health is not going to suffer immensely if we enjoy treat foods every once in a while, but this video is meant for educational purposes so that it can bring awareness to where sugar might be hiding, perhaps even in foods that you may never suspect. And please watch till the end for some important information on how to put all of this into context, but for now, let's get to the juice and drink aisle. I see a lot of people drinking this thinking that it's a healthy drink, but if we look at the ingredients and the nutrition facts, we'll see cane sugar is the second ingredient. That means by weight, sugar is the second heaviest ingredient in this product, and there's 28 grams of added sugar in this drink, which is a lot. You see how that daily value says 56%? Anything over 20 is considered high. That's so much sugar. I would spike and crash, and I would just not want to do anything for the rest of the day. No energy, no good. That's a no for me. Gotta love this marketing. Market it as clean so people will think it's healthier. Ugh. At first glance, it may look a lot healthier, right? Only 8 grams of sugar, but look at the serving size, 2 servings per container. So it's actually 16 grams of sugar. So while that's a lot better than that 28 grams, that's still too much sugar, and really, like, this is so terrible for your teeth and blood sugar and honestly your energy. It really just takes away your energy. So yeah, that's gonna be another no for me. Moving on to this pre-made matcha drink, let's see how much sugar this one has. So wow, no added sugars at all. There's only 2 grams of sugar, and that's coming from that mango puree. Not a bad alternative. Who here likes coconut water? Well, let me tell you, not your teeth or your blood sugar. Especially if you drink this whole thing, you're getting 40 grams of sugar. So not 10 grams, 40 grams. 4 servings per container. And here's the thing, there's no fiber or protein in this to help stabilize your blood sugar. So you just spike and crash. And all of that sugar with no fiber or protein is terrible. I would not drink this, and I would not recommend anyone drink this. Eat whole fruit instead. Now you might be thinking, wait, Tika, fruit has sugar, right? Well, yes, but fruit has also lots of fiber, nutrients, and antioxidants, and vitamins and minerals. Whereas when we drink these pre-made fruit juices like this one, you can see there's no fiber in there. So all that sugar causes us to crash eventually. So we need some fiber, protein, or healthy fats to stabilize our blood sugar and our energy levels. Now, let me explain something really important. Since 2018, you might have noticed a change in nutrition facts label. Manufacturers are now required to list added sugars separate from total sugars, along with a couple other changes, but you'll see added sugars as in what sugars were added during the manufacturing process. When you see total sugars, it means all of the sugars, like those that are naturally present in the fruit, plus any added sugars. On these cranberries, which have been sweetened, as you can see, it will say 26 grams of total sugars, and then they added 22 grams of sugars, meaning that there are only 4 grams of naturally occurring sugars. The rest is coming from this organic cane sugar, as we can see from the ingredients. And we really want to limit those added sugars as much as possible. There's no health benefit to consuming added sugars. Now that also may bring the question, what about honey? What about molasses? What about coconut nectar? What about agave? Well, lucky for you, I have a video all about these different sugars and looking at all of the content and the ingredients and the nutrition facts of all these different sugars. And I want to tell you guys, agave is not healthier than regular sugar. Tablespoon for a tablespoon, it has the same amount of sugar. Also, lower glycemic doesn't mean healthier, okay? I go into detail on this on my sugar video, which again, you can watch after this one. I'll link it up here for you so you can get educated on all of these different types of sugars and how really our body processes it the same exact way. As a dietitian who has learned a lot about food and nutrition and just ingredients like sugar, I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't ever buy Dave's Killer Bread. Each slice has 5 grams of added sugar, meaning if you have a sandwich with 2 slices of bread, you get 10 grams of added sugar, which is coming from cane sugar, if you can see that in the ingredients. You are getting 10 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein per 2 slices in this bread, which I think is great. But for me, an extra 10 grams of added sugar, I mean, you compare that to half a chocolate bar, for example, this one, That's about 8 grams of added sugar and half a chocolate bar. That's actually less than 2 slices of this bread. Now, granted, again, you're getting a lot of fiber and a lot of protein in that bread. But for me, it doesn't justify having an extra 10 grams of cane sugar in bread, which I eat almost every day. And if we're eating things like this on a daily basis, like I said, it can add up. This one is a little bit of an improvement with only 3 grams of added sugar, but you're getting a lot less fiber and a lot less protein. The thing is, there are so many other breads out there that have so much less sugar and almost the same fiber and protein. Take this one, for example. By the way, it's $2 less than Dave's Killer Bread, okay? So you're saving money here. And this one, in one slice, is 2 grams of added sugar, 5 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. Meaning in 2 slices, you're getting 6 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein and only 4 grams of added sugar, compared to 10 grams in Dave's Killer Bread. But subconsciously, we go for the Dave's Killer Bread because it's green, it's smart marketing, and we think it's healthier because it's more expensive. So I hope this opens your eyes to show you that the expensive choice is not always the healthiest. Was this surprising for you to learn? Let me know. And if you're getting value, I would really appreciate if you could hit that like button for me. It helps me out. But now let's go into another unsuspecting aisle. Let's start by looking at salad dressings because these are notoriously high in added sugars. Let's take this brand Brianna's, for example. In 2 tablespoons, 5 grams of added sugar coming from honey and cane sugar, as you can see in the ingredients. I mean, I don't know about you, but I put a lot more than 2 tablespoons on my salad. I put like 4 or 5, easily getting like 10 grams of sugar. That's why I really recommend just making your own salad dressing. It's so easy. Throw some avocado and some lime and some olive oil, some spices, blend it up, and you got a salad dressing there. And here's the thing, look, I'm not saying we should be obsessive and like not eat any sugar at all, but think about it. It can really add up at the end of the day. 10 grams here and there in some salad dressing, a couple other grams in other foods that we eat, and at the end of the day, we're stuck with like 100 grams of added sugar. How does that happen? This is how it happens. It can add up over the day. Now this one only has, actually it doesn't have any added sugar in there. Cool. And here's the problem though, it's $7. So why buy a $7 salad dressing and continue to perpetuate this myth that healthy eating always has to be expensive? I'm not gonna buy into that idea and I'm gonna make my own salad dressing. Let's look at barbecue sauce. This is also notoriously high in sugar. So in 2 tablespoons, we have 11 grams of total sugar and 10 grams of added sugar, meaning there's 1 gram of natural sugars, probably from that tomato paste. And all of that added sugar is coming from the brown sugar, molasses, and the cane sugar, as you can see in the ingredients. But also, think about it, 2 tablespoons is about the size of 2 thumbs. 4 tablespoons, that's gonna be a total of 20 grams of added sugar, easily just from the barbecue sauce. Now, check this one. This one is an Austin brand, but a lot less sugar. There's only 2 grams of added sugar in this barbecue sauce and 2 tablespoons. So you can, just by switching brands, you can save so many calories and so much added sugar. Before we even look at this ketchup label, think about how many thumbs worth of ketchup do you put on your sandwiches or your burgers. Well, 1 tablespoon, 3 grams of added sugar, meaning that 3 tablespoons is already 9 grams of added sugar. I hate how we get fooled by marketing. A lot of people will think this brand is healthy, maybe because we equate natural to healthy, which is not true, but if you take a look here, we have 3 grams of added sugar in 2 tablespoons. Not a lot, but hey, look, second and third ingredient is sugar. Honey is the same thing as sugar, and then we got cane sugar. But the good news is there are so many other brands that are often less expensive that have minimal ingredients and that are much better without all that added sugar. Dry roasted peanuts and salt. There's no added sugars in this one and it's the less expensive option. So I'm really curious, if you were to look at your peanut butter that you have in your pantry right now, comment below and let me know what ingredients are in there. Who here likes soup? I know I do. I love tomato soup. This one has 13 grams of added sugar per can. So this whole thing contains an additional 13 grams of added organic cane sugar. Guys, by the way, organic does not mean healthy, okay? Sugar is sugar, and that's quite a bit. So tomatoes contain naturally occurring sugars, but they've added some extra sugar. Let's check out this one, again from Amy's, cream of tomato. So we can expect lots of sugar from the tomato itself, but then they also added 10 grams of added sugar. And if we look at the ingredients, we'll see it's coming from this organic cane sugar. So it's really hard to find a tomato soup that's actually vegan and that's no added sugar. So usually I personally make my own tomato soup because lots of these soups, again, have so much added sugar and milk in them, and I'm just like, oh, can we just make a vegan tomato soup without any added sugars? Like, I don't need all that sugar in my tomato soup, It just tastes sugary. Like if I wanted sugar soup, I would eat sugar soup, okay? I just want tomato. Just tomato. Thank you. OMG, don't get me started on the flavored yogurt. Okay, wait a second. Only 6 grams? That's not too bad. 6 grams of added sugar per container. I've seen a lot worse. We're about to see a lot worse, okay? And for 15 grams of protein, I'll give that one like a B plus, okay? Not too bad, Siggies. I see you. But really, like, if you want to avoid that added sugar, because like I said, it can add up at the end of the day, this one has 0. I know it probably doesn't taste as good because it doesn't have that flavoring. For my fellow vegans out there, I'm so sorry to say, all of these so delicious flavored yogurts, look how much added sugar is in. 15 grams, guys. 15 grams of added sugar, that's 30% of the daily value. This brand does contain a little bit less, only 8 grams of added sugar. But this brand also has a plain yogurt, which I like a lot better because there's no added sugars in there. This one has a lot of saturated fat because it's coconut, but they didn't add any extra sugar. It's totally plain. This one might be super obvious, so I won't spend too much time on it, but I will go over one item that we think is super healthy because it's marketed as healthy. But if you can see, there's 12 grams of added sugar, only 3 grams of fiber, which isn't bad, 3 grams of protein, but it's all coming from sugar as the second ingredient, and honey as well, which is not healthy just because it's honey. Watch my sugar video. I would prefer to go for the plain version, which has 5 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, and only 2 grams of added sugar. So much better in my opinion. Now, I hear people raving about this granola bar from Made Good, and I want to compare it to just a random bar that I picked up. Made Good has 5 grams of added sugar while this other one has 0 added sugar. This Made Good one also only has 2 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber compared to this other one which actually has 4 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. Made Good, second ingredient is agave, which is not a healthy sugar alternative. Watch my sugar video, but dates are the first ingredient in this one. So I prefer that one. I'm going to give that one at least like an A minus, and the Made Good, you're going to get a C from me. Right, I know my critiques on these products can be a little harsh, but one thing I really want to emphasize is I'm not saying that we should never eat these things again. If there are any foods that you actually enjoy that I talked about that tend to have a lot of sugar in them, I'm not saying that you can never have them again. In fact, I think that mentality is very damaging. This is simply to bring awareness and education to where sugars can be hiding, and if you're okay with it and it won't sacrifice as much of your happiness for food to replace some of these items and to get the lower sugar alternative, then great. But if there are some things that you really, really enjoy, you don't have to completely cut them out of your diet to be healthy. In fact, I want to say I have ice cream in my freezer, okay? I have Jenny's ice cream. I was raving about it the other day. It's loaded with sugar, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to eat it ever again. It's okay for an occasional treat, but I'm not going to have it every single day for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. We have to find that balance between enjoying treat foods on occasion for our mental health, for our sanity and our happiness, and also eating foods that we enjoy that are very nutritious most of the time, okay? Because having one treat meal here and there on occasion is not going to ruin your health. It's really an accumulation of unhealthy habits or unhealthy eating choices over time that can be detrimental to our health. Also, I know I only focused on added sugars in this video because that's what this video was about, but there are so many other things that we need to pay attention to when we're trying to make healthy choices. I'm thinking about doing another kind of series like this where I rate foods A, B, C, or D on their nutritional value and maybe even their taste. Let me know if you would be interested in that and what kind of categories of food would you be interested in me rating. Thank you so much for watching and your support, and stay happy and healthy, guys. Talk to you later.